Hello dear viewer, I already made a video explaining why Vulcanus is a great planet and what it has to offer. Today I want to give you a comprehensive overview of Vulcanus' economy. What resources can be found on Vulcanus, how to get all the materials, and how does it differ from Nauvis. So let's start by reminding ourselves briefly how the Nauvis economy works. On Nauvis you can mine coal, iron ore, copper ore, stone and uranium. Let's forget about uranium in this video because it's not essential and only relevant for some advanced technologies. Spoiler, there's no uranium on Vulcanus. Iron and copper ore need to be smelted in furnaces to get plates. Stone can be smelted into bricks and iron plates into steel. And how do we get all the liquids? By opening up crude oil patches with pump jacks and using refineries. The advanced oil processing recipe also requires water, which can be pumped out of lakes, and in return we get petroleum gas, light and heavy oil. Petroleum gas can be combined with coal to make plastic, which is essential to make more sophisticated products. And heavy oil can be turned into lubricant. Sulfur can be made by combining petroleum gas and water, and sulfur, water and iron plates will yield sulfuric acid. But how do we get the same materials on Vulcanus? Both planets have one feature in common, coal patches which can be mined as usual. That's where the similarities end though. There's no mineable iron ore, copper ore or stone to be found. Instead we find lava, which can be processed to output liquid iron, liquid copper and stone. In order to do so, we utilize the foundry, which is a new Vulcanus exclusive unlock. By using a regular offshore pump we supply the foundry with lava. But it's not working. Why? Because we also have to supply it with calcite, a new material that can be found and mined on Vulcanus' surface. We don't need much, but this will start the lava processing. A foundry can either make liquid iron or liquid copper, but not both at the same time. So we utilize one for each liquid in this example. Lava processing produces large amounts of stone as a byproduct, which can be smelted into bricks. The liquid metals can now be turned into iron and copper plates in additional foundries. To not clog up the process, excess stone has to be removed by throwing it back into the lava pits. Foundries are very versatile and can turn liquid metals directly into steel, gears or copper wires. We can even make pipes and underground pipes, produce concrete with liquid iron, stone bricks and water, or belts and splitters. It's fast and very effective because foundries have a 50% base productivity bonus. That's cool and all, but without surface water and crude oil, it seems impossible to make all the necessary liquids we produce on Nauvis. Vulcanus has active geysers and we use pump jacks to directly get sulfuric acid out of them. A new recipe, acid neutralization, turns it into steam. This process also requires calcite. Steam can then be condensated into water. Since the steam generated by neutralization has a temperature of 500 degrees, just like steam from nuclear power plants, it's possible and very efficient to convert it into electricity with turbines. To get all oil products, we use a new simple oil liquefaction. Sulfuric acid plus calcite plus large amounts of coal will turn into heavy oil. And since we already produce water, we can use the good old oil cracking recipes to turn heavy oil and water into light oil and water into petroleum gas. Sounds complicated, but we also have to do it on Nauvis to balance the three oil products, right? Petroleum gas and coal combine into plastic, and at this point we realize that the total amount of coal needed is absurd. Time to make use of the new big mining drill to mine the required amounts. And I forgot lubricant, which can be made out of heavy oil. We now have all materials and liquids to produce every essential item in the game. But there's more. Vulcanus is the only source of tungsten ore, and tungsten is required to produce the foundries, big mining drills, Vulcanus' metallurgic science pack, and technologies like artillery, speed modules, turbo belts, and even more sophisticated products in the very late game. Tungsten is basically why we are on Vulcanus in the first place, so let's also learn how to process it. Tungsten ore can be turned into tungsten carbide and tungsten plates. Let's start with carbide. Use a chemical plant to turn coal and sulfuric acid into carbon. Then tungsten ore, carbon and sulfuric acid into tungsten carbide. And to make tungsten plates, we need a foundry turning liquid iron and tungsten ore into plates. Similarly, the metallurgic science pack is made with a foundry, liquid copper, tungsten plates and tungsten carbide. You probably have one question though. If we need foundries to make iron, copper and stone, how do we get a foundry in the first place? This is why the Factorio gods made the rocks on Vulcanus' surface contain ores and stone that need to be processed the normal way to get started. I will make a video about quickly and efficiently bootstrapping a Vulcanus base from scratch very soon. Subscribe to not miss it. Thanks for watching, bye!